in Nigeria and in Africa. So they came together and they started to put one or two things in order to make awareness for microbiology, to to have a sense of belonging for microbiologists. Yes, you know, some of you, as you may already know, most graduates of microbiology, immediately they graduate, they tend to dive into other fields of study because they actually feel that there's no place of belonging for microbiologists. But that's not true, even though that lie may have been sold to us, but it is not true. Microbiology is actually very, very lucrative and has a lot of opportunity. So you have to be able to like position yourself to get these opportunities. So that's what we'll be talking about today. How you can position yourself, even as a student, as a fresh graduate, to start getting that visibility that would help your career. Yeah, so that's what we'll be checking today. So without any further delay, we'll just go straight to the business of the day. Alright, here we go. Career path in microbiology, a guide to students. And so first of all, I'd like to tell, does anybody, can anybody tell us what he or she understands by career path? So anybody, what's what your understanding is about career path? What's a career path? Anyone? Alright. Tisha said, I would say it is a guide to various fields in microbiology. Okay, thank you very much. That's a good one from Joshua. Thank you. Can we have any other person? One more person to go. What you understand by career path? Okay, all right. I'll just go ahead now. Career path is actually a list of steps you take in your professional journey or in your professional life for progress. Now, those steps you consciously, intentionally take to progressing in the line that you've chosen with your career path. Either going into different roles or going into a more advanced roles. It has to be in a chosen field that you yourself you've chosen to go. So that's career path. Then I have a definition here. Career path refers to the progressive journey within a chosen profession where an individual accumulates experiences, acquires necessary skills, and adapts to industry trends while setting and achieving personal goals for development. So the key words we have here when it comes to career path, we have a journey that is being progressive. It means this journey is not stagnant. It has to be within a chosen profession. You should have chosen what you want to do, and then you accumulate relevant experiences. You could accumulate experiences that are not relevant to what you want to do. I mean, some information rather can be considered excess when they are not valuable to what you want to do. Okay, let me quickly check this thing. In your career plan or in your career, you should have what is called the long-term and the short-term goals. And your long-term goals should be affected by your short-term goals. Anything you're doing within the short term should be what affects or what will contribute to your long-term goal. So if whatsoever you are doing now, the experiences or the skills that you are acquiring now does not contribute whatsoever, or they are not relevant to your goals in the future, it means something is wrong. So the key word there is relevant experiences, necessary skills, and then you should be able to adapt to industry trends. Another keyword there is adapting to industrial trend while setting and achieving personal and professional goals. Yeah, this is another keyword. You should be able to set goals. Like I said before, your long-term goals, your short-term goals. You should be able to like, okay, within this period, and your goals should be defined and they should be achievable. Within this period, I should be able to like get this done. I should be able to like acquire these skills. I should do this. I should do that. Yeah. So you should be able to achieve and set personal goals for professional development. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself, so I'll just go straight to the next slide that introduces me. So my name is Evans. This is here. I am actually a PhD holder in microbiology, passionate about molecular biology and environmental biology. Yeah, okay. I have worked as a medical lab assistant and currently I'm a member of the American Society for Microbiology and also a member of the Nigerian Society for Microbiology. And I am an advocate for clean water, an SDG advocate. SDG, because for those of us that the word is means for SDG means Sustainable Development Goals. So these are some set of goals, some sets of goals that have been put in place by the UN that should be met in a specific time. And I am actually advocating for goal number 6 of that. Of course, I am actually into other goals, but majorly I focus on clean water and sanitation, which is the goal number 6. And also, I'm also raising awareness about microbiology and building a community in Nigeria. Yes. So my personal goals is to ensure that microbiology and microbiologists gain recognition in Nigeria and in Africa and have the opportunity to solve problems in our environment. Yes, you'll realize that there are so many problems in Africa and in Nigeria that microbiology can actually remedy. But because of the way things have been faced, microbiology does not have that recognition that it actually deserves. So that's me. So I'll just go straight to the next slide. Now these are the things we'll be looking at from my own end. There are two speakers that's speaking today. So when I'm done, the other speaker will speak to us. So I'll be talking about early stages of microbiology career, talking about the mid stage to the advanced stage, and I'll talk about the challenges faced by microbiologists in Nigeria and in Africa, and of course, one or two things we can do to actually remedy this. So that's that's all we'll be running through this morning. Now, when we're talking about the early career stages in microbiology, I actually term this stage or this phase because we said it is a journey. Career path is a journey. It's a step by step and it is progressive. So at this stage, what we call the early career stage, I actually term it the stage of acclimatization, where you get to introduce yourself or you get familiarized with the environment, with the profession, or I call it the inoculation stage. I mean, this is a microbiology gadget, so we should be able to use some microbiology terms. So it's the stage where you introduce yourself into the environment, into the spheres of microbiology and get used to the things that are happening here. As such, so there are some things you need to do in this stage that will get you prepared or that will set you or that will put you in the right course. One of the first things you need to do is to go for internship. As a microbiology student or as a microbiology graduate, the importance of getting internship cannot be overemphasized. You need internship to actually give you that experiential knowledge you need, that practical knowledge you need. Yes, going into internship, sometimes it can be really stressful going into internship because microbiology in Nigeria is not professionalized yet. So you have to go through some rigorous processes, but it is worth it, trust me. What you are going to benefit going for internship, they are far more better, or they far more outweigh the things, the fears that you have. So just brush yourself up, go for an internship, go to any industry, any microbial industry of your choice. You could go to the hospital, you could go to a diagnostic lab, you could go to a brewery or bottling industry. Just tell them you want to intel for them. Now, it is already established that most institutions in Africa and in Nigeria do not give you that practical knowledge you need to go into the real world to start solving problems, because part of why you studied what you studied is to be able to solve problems, is to impact your environment, is to bring positive change to your society. So you do not have that expertise yet. If people can actually finish from school and go back to learning a trade, then you could actually finish from school and take 6 months and be like, okay, I want to intern for this place. Let me learn the practical knowledge of these things. Yes, it is worth it. That's for internship. The another thing is volunteering. Now, I know that internship can be very difficult due to the factors that I mentioned earlier. Volunteering can be a very good substitute for you to take if there are no formal opportunities for you to intern. You could actually go there, tell them, I want to work for you, but you don't have to pay me. I'll work and I'll learn. This is the point where you can actually get real life experience, real world experience, so you can fully immerse yourself into these things and get first class experience or hands-on experience. Okay, now the next thing that you ought to do or that you should do is build network. Networking is building professional relationships. Now, it is not just hanging around people, keeping acquaintances. It is intentional, it is deliberate. You build professional relationships. If you can hear me, just lift your hand, give an emoji or something. Let me know you guys are with me. An emoji or something, an high five, a thumbs up, a hi. Joshua. Alright. I see you, Joshua. I see you, Esther. So okay, I'll just go ahead. Like I said, networking is building professional relationships. Yes, with a purpose. You don't just build a network because you want to be a parasite. And mind you, it doesn't mean that if the person you are benefiting from, the same person you have to give back to, because some persons in the profession or in the field are far ahead of you. Yes, they are far ahead of you in terms of profession. So what you have to do for those persons is to show them that you are willing to learn and you want to submit under them. So you build such network. And network is not just parallel. Like we said, it's a network. You can picture your spider web as an example. You see the spider web is very, very, very irregular. It's zigzag. You have a web moving this way, moving that way, moving, and it's all round. But at the end, they are all connected. So, in as much as networking can go vertically, it can also go horizontally, it can also go diagonally, it can go anywhere. You can network with somebody you are far below than, you can mentor, you can network rather with somebody that is far above you. You can mentor, network with your peers. Yeah, but the goal is for productivity. Either you are giving value to these persons or you are receiving value from these persons. Now, how do you get opportunities to network? It's good that you build healthy relationship with your lecturers, with your supervisors. There's nothing wrong after a class. That's a wonderful class. And there are some lecturers you love. These lecturers, they are very good and you aspire to be like them. Also, when they finish their classes, you could run after them. It doesn't have to be dramatic anyway. Just simple courtesy. Good morning, sir. Good afternoon, sir. I enjoyed your class today. It was awesome. It was very insightful. And you go. It doesn't have to be more than that. You've sown a seed. It comes next time. You do that. You're building a relationship. It is not necessarily for you to have favor in your grades, but these things are going to come by in the rainy days. You could have graduated from school and you need recommendation, and it is just that lecturer that you've been in touch with that can recommend you and say, I know this person, because most persons will not recommend a person they do not know. So networking helps you to get people that can recommend you. And also go for seminars, go for conferences, attend webinars that are relevant to your field. Attend webinars, attend conferences, virtual ones, physical ones, and if a speaker did well or did something that impresses you, at the end of the seminar, you could go and meet this same person and be like, okay, sir, can I get a picture? Ma, can I get a picture? Now, this is how this thing works. Just that gesture you asked for. Sir, can I take a picture? And get home, you pick the contact that was dropped, you send a short message to these persons. Now, I'm telling you how you could actually connect to people professionally. And when you are connecting with these people, you don't just go into their DMs or their mails and say hi. There are professional ways to doing things. Good afternoon, sir. Hello, sir. I was among the participants in the meeting today, and I'd like to say your presentation was insightful. It was this, it was that. And to add to it, I was the person that snapped the picture with you today. You see, you connected the dots. So these are ways you network with people. Join professional platforms. We have the likes of LinkedIn, we have the likes of ResearchGate. Build online presence. This will help you connect with microbiologists or professionals globally, and you begin to get exposed to how things are done. You don't just remain in your local environment or in the way things are done in your environment. So you get connected to people and then you get exposed. Yeah, so that's for that. And get short-term certifications. Short-term certifications will help you boost your qualification, and they are very flexible. They have some online, they have some offline. Yes, in all these things we've been talking about, you should have something you are getting out of all these things. We talked about internships, we talked about volunteering, we talked about building network. Now, you should have something that you are getting out of these things. So these are the foundational skills. When we talk about skills, these foundational skills, we're talking about basic skills that is required to succeed in a profession. And in this case, we're talking about microbiology. So everything we'll be talking about since, you should be able to get these skills that we are going to look at now. Microbiological techniques. Now, when you go out to intern or you go out to volunteer, it is funny how some graduates of microbiology, they don't even know how to culture. They don't know, even if they can culture, most of them don't know microscopy. I bet 80% does not know how to navigate the microscope. And these are basic skills that you ought to have learned. But because of no experiential knowledge, You don't know those things. So you should be able to know how to culture as a microbiologist. You should know how to carry out microscopy. You should know how to stain, and you should know how to do any of that. You should know how to operate. You should know how to carry aseptic techniques. You should know how to operate different laboratory equipment. Then another basic skill you should know is molecular biological skills. You should have knowledge about polymerase chain reaction. You should have knowledge about RNA and DNA extraction. You should have knowledge about gene therapy, gene sequencing, gel electrophoresis, and these are just to name a few. These are things that are now infused into microbiology that are very essential. If you are going to go into the biotech of microbiology, then you should know recombinant DNA and the rest. Then you have to learn data analysis. This is very, very paramount. Data analysis is your ability to analyze and interpret scientific data. So that's for that. And your ability to carry out critical thinking and problem solving. You should be able to solve problems. You should be able to carry out critical thinking. Your ability to perceive, to see a problem, and you are able to understand it and predict what is the next line of actions. Yes, this is critical thinking. You perceive all the possible scenarios. You may not necessarily know everything, but you have an idea of what's going on and you have an idea of what to do. This is your ability to carry out critical thinking and solving problems. Now we have scientific writing and communication. Your skills in writing research paper is very, very paramount. As a microbiologist, you should learn to write research papers. You should learn to write proposals. I mean, you should be able to put your information in writing in such a way that when people see it, it is concise and clear. And some of you, for those that are students, you'll be doing your seminars soon and you'll be doing your projects soon. These are skills you need in order for you to put out a good seminar, a good report, and a good research paper. Yes. You also have soft skills. Yeah, soft skills. Soft skills, these are required skills for any profession. Now, this is not just limited to the science field alone. If you are in any field of endeavor, you should be able to acquire or you should have these skills. First of all, you should be able to communicate. You should be able to, those ideas that you have in your head, those information, you should be able to pass them across clearly without any obscurity, without any ambiguous element. Everything should be clear and concise. Yes, you should be able to pass your information in a concise and a clear way. And we have teamwork. Of course, in microbiology settings, you're probably always going to work with teams. You're going to work in a collaborative settings. You're going to be in twos, in threes, in fours, whatsoever the case may be. Your ability to work with other persons matters a lot. So then we go to paying of attention. You should be able to pay attention to details because microbiology involves a lot of delicate and meticulous practices, practicals, experiments, whatsoever. For those of us that have done our projects or that have carried out a major project, you will notice that at the beginning it was very, 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 very stressful and it was frustrating. You will do your culture today, tomorrow you come, it is contaminated because you probably missed one or two things. You come, you culture the same thing, it is contaminated. So your ability to notice those tiny, tiny informations, those things that may go unnoticed, will help you in getting your path straight as an early microbiologist. You should be able to pay attention to details. Then another thing is your ability to be flexible and adaptable. Yes, like I said before when I started, I said new trends are coming. The world is a global village. Things are changing. Your ability to dive into the industry and learn, unlearn, and relearn is going to help you a lot. The ability to know that what you've learned before, these things are now outdated, and now you need to follow new trends because new trends are always going to come. For example, some years back, the only way to identify microorganisms was through culturing, but these days we use different molecular techniques. The reason being that not all microorganisms are culturable. Some microorganisms will never grow on your culture plate. Yes. So you have to use molecular means to identify these organisms. You have to use situ cultures and all that. So your ability to know that, okay, this thing was what I learned before. Okay, now there's a new trend. I have to follow this. It is very, very, very key. Yes. And another thing we have here is time management. Yeah, time management cannot be overemphasized. As a professional, you're always going to have different projects. You are going to have deadlines to meet. So your ability to manage your projects very well in such a way that you don't miss deadlines, you don't miss your work, you don't fall back on the research, you don't just lag behind is very, very key. Ability to manage your time very well and make sure that you have space to work and work effectively, that you bring out your optimal productivity is very key. So that's your ability to manage your time very well. You should be a good time manager, if there's any word like that. Yeah, you should have the ability to manage your time very well. And another thing is your ethical awareness. Microbiology has to do with various practicals, various experiments, and some of them can be very, very deadly and harmful to your environment. You'll be dealing with pathogens, you'll be dealing with a lot of things that are not even healthy to you yourself. So you should know the ethics of the job. You should know the do's and don'ts, the codes that binds you in this job. You should know the practicals or the experiments to carry out, because there are some experiments that are forbidden. When I can't really begin to go into details, there are ethical warnings against or prohibitions against bioterrorism and bioweapons. So you should know that those are no-go areas, and you should know that some pathogens or some organisms that you'll be dealing with, they can be very, very detrimental to the public or to the environment. So you should know your way around those things. Yeah. So we'll now move forward to the mid-career to advanced stage. The mid-career to advanced stage. At this stage, first of all, you should have chosen a particular field in microbiology you want to focus on. That is the first thing. At this point, you should know that, okay, this is the aspect of microbiology I want to go into. Microbiology is very wide. It is very wide. As a matter of fact, we have the pure microbiology and we have the applied microbiology. So if you are going into the pure microbiology, you should already know your niche in pure microbiology. If you are going into applied microbiology, you should know that, okay, this is the part of microbiology I want to go into. Then after you've known the area of specialty you want to fully immerse yourself into, then you should think about doing further study or further education in that part. Now, I know, okay, we may have persons that did their OND, that did HND, that did BSc, but that's not where it should end. If you do your OND, then you should strive further to do your HND. After you've done your HND, you should get your postgraduate diploma that can help you get a master's degree. Because what this does for you, it opens you up for more opportunity. There are some level of opportunity that being just a BSc holder will get you to. And there are levels of opportunity that having a master's in microbiology, having PhD in microbiology can open you up to. So at this stage, you should think after you've chosen a particular phase or a particular part of microbiology you want to dive into, you should consider furthering your education. You should consider deepening your knowledge in this part of microbiology that you've chosen to do. Yes. Now, we'll now talk about seeking research opportunities. You need to seek opportunities, engage in research opportunities, be it doing your work alone or collaborating with a company or collaborating with an institution, academic institution. You should seek opportunities to engage in research. Go into research. Yes, you should do more, put down research papers. If you want to collaborate with bigger companies or bigger institutions or with an academic institution or with somebody that is higher than you in the field, you should go ahead and go into that. And you should have mentors that put you through in these things that you do so that you begin to know more and you begin to dive more. As this will open you up, it will give you more opportunity to be effective in the field, and as such, you'll be giving value to your community. And the next thing is for you to take up leadership position. After you've done this, you've furthered your education, be it your master's, PhD, you've sought for opportunity to actually research. At this point, you now begin to administer leadership roles. People begin to come to you and they want mentorship, they want you to groom them. You should be able to pick one or two persons and impart this knowledge that you've acquired, these experiences that you've acquired or you've assimilated over the years. You should be able to impart them into this person. You should be available for mentorship, because we're also talking about advocating for microbiology and finding a way where microbiology can excel as a profession. So you as a professional that have gotten some experiences under your belt, some skills under your belt, you should be able to position yourself in a place or in a position where younger microbiologists can come and acquire knowledge from you, seek mentorship from you, and carry out projects in your community, carry out administrative roles in your industry. Yes, you should be able to do these things. So we'll just dive into the challenges faced by microbiologists in Nigeria and in Africa. So one of these challenges, as we all know, lack of recognition, lack of job opportunities, and lack of specialized training, both locally to advance our expertise. These things are what we see every day. I had so much enthusiasm as a microbiology final year student. I told myself, I know some of you have such too. I told myself, when I finish, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But after graduating, the reality hits me. But this is not to handicap your dreams. Yeah, I'm telling you this so that you should know what to expect. This is not to handicap your dreams. When most of us graduated, we saw that microbiology is not giving the opportunity to express that which it has within it. Microbiology has the potential to do a lot of good in our country, in our continent. But because people don't recognize, people don't know what microbiology can do. People don't know about microbiology. Now, if you should ask a layman, what's microbiology? They will tell you, you know those people that work in the lab? Far from it. They mistake you for a medical lab scientist. Medical lab science is just one aspect of microbiology. Like I said before, we have different aspects of microbiology. We have the soil microbiology, we have the industrial microbiology, we have the food microbiology, we even have the environmental microbiology, we have the molecular biology, microbiology, we have the clinicals, and there are so many. And recently, I got to find out that we have what is called the biochemical, like the biochemistry of microbiology. Yes, and we have what is called marine microbiology. There, there are so many aspects of microbiology people don't even know, and this could actually solve problems in our society. Environmental microbiology has have the opportunity or have the capacity to solve 90% of our environmental problems. Yes, we are talking about bioremediation, biodegradation. These are things that microbiologists could embark on to solve problems in our society. But because people don't know about this, the value of microbiology has gone down. So people don't seek for your services. It is the lack of recognition that has caused lack of job opportunities. Like I've been saying since, it is because people don't know about what this field is capable of doing. The goods and of course the bads. We are not talking about the bads. Now we are talking about the good parts that microbiology can actually do for us. There are a lot of things that microbiology can actually do for us. When you're talking about making of cheese, making of um, pasteurization of milk in the food industry, these quality control analysts, these are microbiologists in your bottling industry, in the brewing industry. There's no way a wine industry would work without the knowledge of microbiology. So it is your duty as a microbiologist to let this public know, to give them this knowledge, sensitize this public, tell them the usefulness of microbiology, what microbiology can do for them. So as such, they will begin to know your value and they will come for you as a microbiologist. You should be able to use the internet to push microbiology in such a way that people know the effectiveness of this course and they begin to recognize it and they begin to come for you to meet their needs. So if we are able to bridge the gap of low recognition by advocacy, sensitization, and educating the public, then we have a chance at creating more opportunities for microbiologists. Now, we were talking about low job opportunities. When you've been able to build yourself as a microbiologist, you've done all these things we've talked about. Since you've gone for internship, you've built yourself, you've furthered your education, and you now have expertise. You should be able to have what we call an entrepreneur and a freelancing mindset. Carry out projects on your own, position yourself in such a way that you will be recognizable, that you will be visible. Yes, and as such, you begin to get opportunities. And putting yourself out there, this is another thing we're talking about. You don't have to shy away. You have to be able to network. If you network, if you have good network system, you'll be able to get recognition. Like I said before, you can have all the skills in the world and nobody knows about you. As such, it is as good as nothing because you will just be doing your thing in your local environment and nobody knows. So if you have good network, people are able to recommend you for opportunities. So one of the recommendation or one of the solutions to lack of jobs and opportunity is that you build your network, position yourself in a way, build your network, position yourself, enhance your skills as a person, intentionally build yourself. Don't wait for anybody. Grow by yourself and position yourself in a place where you can be visible, right? And the last problem faced by microbiologists is lack of specialized training. Is the same thing we'll be talking about because microbiology is not recognized. So we have little or nobody in our local environment trying to push us for advancement. This is where scholarship also comes in, and this is where access to grants comes in. If you have a major research idea you want to go into, there are so many bodies, professional bodies, that are willing to sponsor your research. You just have to apply for these grants, know when and how to apply for these grants and apply for this scholarship. You will get the opportunity to showcase that your potential or that impact that you have so that it will start making a difference in the world. Yeah, so that's for the problems faced. So this is a call to duty. You don't have to waste much time. You just have to go straight to what is needed to be done. Start seeking internship and volunteering position. Build your professional network through whatsoever means necessary. Just build your network. Go for seminars, engage professionals, build your online presence, then explore specialization and take certification courses. And most importantly, advocate for microbiology. Educate people about this course. People will not know about how you use to these courses if you don't tell people. Tell people about this course and tell them the good they can get from this course or from this field rather or from this profession. Yeah, so that's will be all from my end, and I hope we've been able to dish value to you this morning. If there is any question, please just put it down in the chat section or in the question and answer section. While I've already taken so much time, I will just call Mr. Steven, who is our second speaker, to go ahead from here.